in consumer court, what is the highest compensation paid to a patient by the hospital so far?
Yeah, taking into consideration of all the cases, I can very easily come to a conclusion that is Kunal Saha case. Kunal Saha versus Dr. Sukumar Mukherjee case, where the court ordered a compensation of 6 crores and odd, and with interest they have to pay from 1990 to 2013. So it came up to 13 crores and odd. Normally we hear such a huge amount paid only in US and other European countries maybe. But in India, this is the case, only one case, where the compensation is more than 10 crores, so 13 crores. The case is very interesting. Dr. Kunal Saha is a medical doctor. He studied in India, then he migrated to United States of America. He married Anuradha as his wife. Both were in US. When they, in a vacation, they came back in 1999 to visit India, and on the way to Mumbai, they got down in Kolkata. They were staying in a 5-star hotel. And Mrs. Anuradha had some problem in the skin. They say a rash, in the skin rash. And slight temperature was also there. There is a problem in the throat also. So they summoned Dr. Sukumar Mukherjee, who is a very famous physician in Kolkata. Number one man in Kolkata. So they summoned him. He came to the 5-star hotel and examined Anuradha. And after preliminary examination, he asked the couple to come to AMRI Hospital, Advanced Medical Research Institute, shortly called AMRI. It is just like a corporate hospital, where Dr. Sukumar Mukherjee is also practicing as a consultant. So the next day they went to the AMRI Hospital. After preliminary test, Dr. Sukumar prescribed 2-3 medicines for Anuradha, and one of the medicine is called depometryl steroid. Steroid is having a nature that when somebody is in a terminal stage, they will give steroid to recoup quickly, but it will have its own adverse reactions. It will reduce, in common man's language, the immunity power to the patient. So he is prescribed this depometryl 80 milligram twice a day for 3 days. And he expressed that he is in an inability because he is going to United States of America for some conference, and he asked the patient to consult his colleagues in AMRI Hospital. So after departure, the patient consulted Balram and other doctors, Dr. Balram and other people. They formed a group or a team. They examined. They were in the opinion the same medicine can be extended another 1 week. No, same medicine was taken by Anuradha, but within 1 week she got completely, her skin outed. It's called completely denuded. There's no skin for her now, and there is a hue and cry at the hospital. They bombarded the hospital. They shouted. All chaos was there, and when the doctors are giving treatment, they are preventing the doctor also, shouting them. So in one stage, Kunal Saha, against medical advice, discharged his wife, took a air ambulance, which is ordinarily very costly. It is only with the military now. So he hired a air ambulance, put his wife and took her to Mumbai, Breach Candy Hospital, where Dr. Farooq Uthwa was a physician there. He examined this lady, and he advised, it is not advised to bring this patient from Kolkata to Mumbai, exposing all infections, etc. And he also make a comment which became a very great dispute. If I were Dr. Sukumar Mukherjee, I would have prescribed only 1 milligram per kilo, so that 40 milligram per day. But Kunal Saha prescribed 80 milligram, which according to him, it's an excess prescription which caused all these matters, and the patient got 10, that is toxic necrolysis. That means your own flesh become poison to you. It will create problem. Ultimately, the Anuradha died. So Kunal Saha filed 3 cases: criminal, consumer, and he wrote a letter to the Medical Council of India to remove all the doctors from the license. You take away, remove all the license from these fellows, deregister them so that they cannot practice. My wife died. It's a case going on, up and down, appeal, appeal, appeal. Criminal case was dismissed. All appeal came before the Supreme Court of India. The Supreme Court of India, the issue is whether lastly, after exhausting all the matters, it rests on the quantum of prescription of Depo-Metral. The Supreme Court ordered the High Court, Delhi, to meet the owner of Depo-Metral, request all the documents, and have a video conference with the proprietor, how much it can be prescribed. And they say 1 milligram for 1 kilo. And there was a huge difference, double was prescribed. And the National Consumer Commission gave 6 crores as a compensation because Anuradha was receiving $2,000 per month, and Indian calculation it comes huge money, and they calculated in such a way 6 crores was awarded. Appeal was dismissed. In this case, 3 doctors were also fined 10 lakhs each for criminal negligence, and plus 13 crores was imposed on the AMRI hospital. Unfortunately, AMRI hospital has to pay this 13 crores plus followed by a fire accident, and ultimately the AMRI hospital was closed. But all the lawyers and doctors joined together in this case and represented before the Supreme Court, please don't give such a huge amount as compensation, because thousands of women are dying in India out of medical negligence. Because he is from US, you are giving such a huge money as a compensation. Number 1. Number 2, all the shareholders who gave the money to AMRI hospital, now they are suffering because they lost the money. AMRI hospital was closed. So indirectly, your compensation judgment has spoiled the company also. And if such a compensation was awarded, hospitals will start hiking their rate so that they will get premium. They have to pay premium for the insurance, and the cost of health care will go, ultimately putting the cost on the patient. So many advocate associations and doctor association represented writing in words and meeting and send proposal to the Supreme Court of India. And nowadays, the Supreme Court and other courts are very cautious in giving judgment. This is a very historical case where we learned that if the petitioner is a doctor, be careful. If the petitioner is a lawyer, you should be double careful when you are practicing medicine.